He threatened to shoot up Lewis and Clark High School and told a classmate he planned to rape and dismember her. Today, Ryan Lee learned he will not be going back to jail.
The slap on the wrist for Ryan Lee is truly a slap in the face of my daughter and our family.
One victim's father says county prosecutors failed their family and the LC community by accepting a plea deal with Lee's defense. New on Nightside, Kyle Simchuk brings us the emotional testimony from victims still haunted by those social media threats. Kyle.
Well, during this 2-hour sentencing, the court heard from a 17-year-old victim, her parents, and even the principal at Lewis and Clark High School. She held back tears when describing how these threats terrorize students and staff members.
I've had many nights where I fall asleep only to wake up after dreaming about you coming to school and shooting me, killing me.
19-year-old Ryan Lee never looked his victim in the eye. He sat emotionless as he listened to the 17-year-old he originally terrorized online and everyone else affected by his violent threats.
It's truly unfortunate that Ryan Lee can threaten to rape, sexually mutilate, and ultimately threaten to kill my daughter. And that Ryan Lee can threaten to shoot up Lewis and Clark High School and then ultimately walk away with a slap on a wrist.
Lee's online threats caused panic at Lewis and Clark High School more than once.
They will always remember that their high school years were clouded by this series of events.
You threatened my family, Ryan. What would you do without yours? If it weren't for them, you would have been sitting in jail since May 31st of 2018 for the crime that you committed.
Lee faced several felony charges, including threats to kill and immoral communication with a minor. He even told police he was behind the threats, which traced back to his home's IP address. But his defense focused on a traffic stop where police asked Lee and his mom to come in for questioning. The court ruled it wasn't justified at the time, and Lee's Fourth Amendment rights were violated.
Simply put, our prosecutor's office chose not to fight.
Prosecutors accepted a plea agreement from Lee's defense. All charges, except for misdemeanor harassment, were dropped.
I apologize for not being able to fix anything today. That's the problem with our courts. We can't restore people.
Lee faced a maximum of 364 days in prison.
I don't think that incarceration is going to help you. I think it would make you a worse person.
Judge John Cooney gave him credit for the 146 days he had already served. Lee walked out a free man. He had nothing to say in court.
We teach our kids that if they see something, they need to say something. And when they do and someone is caught, they need to see consequence.
And Lee is to have no contact with the 3 victims, and during his 2-year probation, he can't commit any crimes and must continue counseling, giving prosecutors a monthly progress report. If he violates those terms, he could be sent to jail for 218 days. I'm Kyle Simchuk, 4 News Nightside.